Hi everyone. Today I will be demonstrating my asynchronous notification processing system, which is built using Node.js, Express.js, RabbitMQ, and MongoDB. It is a small asynchronous notification server. Like instead of doing the work while the user waits, the API just puts the request on a queue and answers straight away. A separate worker picks it up from the queue and does the actual process so that the goal of the project is to solve the common problem in backend system where long running tasks slows down API response. Instead of processing everything immediately, the API quickly accepts the request and publish it to RabbitMQ and a separate consumer process it in the background. This makes the system more scalable and responsive. So there are two parts. One is producer API and the consumer service. Producer API, there it is an API that takes the notification request and validates them and publish them to the RabbitMQ. And a consumer service, a worker that reads messages from RabbitMQ and sends the notification and saves the result in the MongoDB and retries it fails. So let's just quickly now I have started the entire application using the Docker Compose command. Docker Compose app hyphen hyphen build. This starts the RabbitMQ, MongoDB, the producer API, and consumer service. Once everything is up, you can see that the consumer is connected and waiting for the incoming messages. I'm gonna quickly show you that. See, the consumer is waiting for messages. There is a log message here. So let's verify the producer API and run correctly. Running correctly or not. As expected, the API returns a successful health response. So let's send a notification. So now I will send a notification request, and for sending a notification request, the API endpoint is API slash notifications. You just keeping the header as content type application.json and the body contains user ID, just a random number, and the channel, which is email message which we are sending. Hello there. My bad, it's need to be a post request. So the API immediately responded with two not two accepted and returns a notification ID, right? This means the request has been accepted and placed to the RabbitMQ instead of being processed synchronously. So we need to, as you can see, the consumer sending an email notification to the user 123. can see the message has been received and processed. We need to do a validation. The API also validates the incoming request if the required fields are missing or invalid values are provided. It returns a 400 bad request. So let's remove the required fields. I'm just giving a comment. Is the validation and see it has returns a bad request instead of publishing the message. So even the SMS notifications are intentionally configured to fail randomly. When that happens, the consumer automatically retries the processing before giving up. So the fail messages are retried automatically and improving the reliability of the system. So let's verify that proce- processed notifications are stored in MongoDB. We're going to use the docker execute command. Was mistaken. There was here we can see all the process notifications along with their status, retry count and user ID and notification channel. And this is a complete workflow. This project demonstrates an event-driven architecture using RabbitMQ and asynchronous processing with a procedure consuming model, request validation and automatic retries and persistent storage in MongoDB. This is completely about the workflow which I want to serve, and thank you for watching.